In May 2019, after a long night of partying, Ingrid Gavara's friends arrived at the apartment where she was staying. It was already morning. Ingrid was lying on the bed, almost completely covered by blankets, perfectly still. Thinking she was exhausted, they decided not to wake her. By afternoon, one of her friends became uneasy. Ingrid never slept this long. When he approached the bed, the illusion shattered. Her body was rigid, cold. Ingrid Gavara had been dead for hours. What no one knew yet was that this silence had been carefully staged and the man responsible had already vanished. To understand how a 20-year-old psychology student ended up murdered in her sleep, we need to go back to the beginning, long before that apartment door was ever opened. Ingrid R. Gavara Agir was born on June 3, 1998 in Zalapa, Veracruz, after a high-risk pregnancy that nearly claimed her life before it even began. Named after her mother as a symbol of survival, Ingrid grew up surrounded by love, family, unity, and emotional warmth. She adored animals, deeply bonded with her younger sister Andrea, and dreamed of becoming a psychologist like her mother. After finishing high school, Ingrid moved to Puebla to study psychology at the prestigious Benemérita Universidad Autónoma de Puebla. Despite the distance, she spoke to her family daily and appeared happy, independent, and determined. But beneath this promising future, Ingrid was already being introduced to the darker realities. She hoped one day to fight harassment, fear, and violence against women. And unknowingly, the most dangerous threat to her life was already stepping closer. While working part-time as a bartender at Capital nightclub, Ingrid met Ricardo N. Espino Luna, a bouncer 15 years older than her. What began as friendship quickly evolved into a relationship Ingrid believed offered safety and maturity, but it soon revealed its true nature. Ricardo became jealous, controlling, and violent. Ingrid's grades dropped. Her visits home became rare, and bruises appeared on her body. Bruises she tried to explain away with lies. When Ingrid finally ended the relationship, he stalked her, harassed her, and later blackmailed her with threats to release intimate photos unless she repaid every peso he claimed to have spent on her. Terrified, Ingrid sought help from a gender violence unit. Ricardo promised authorities he would leave her alone. Ingrid believed the nightmare was over. She was wrong. On May 11th, 2019, Ingrid went out with friends, hoping for a normal night. But Ricardo appeared, watching, drinking, growing angrier as she spoke to other men. An argument broke out. Security intervened. Ricardo left furious. Near dawn, Ingrid was dropped off at her friend Giovanna's apartment. There, she found Ricardo passed out on top of a car, freezing cold and intoxicated. Giovanna urged her to call the police. Ingrid didn't. Instead, she chose compassion. She brought Ricardo inside and let him sleep on the couch. That decision sealed her fate. Inside the apartment, Ricardo attacked her brutally, causing 26 injuries before suffocating her with his hands. Then, chillingly, he placed her body on the bed and covered her to make it appear she was sleeping. Cameras later showed him leaving at 10 a.m. When friends arrived hours later, they saw only a sleeping girl until it was far too late. Ricardo fled, denying everything. Public protests erupted. Ingrid would have turned 21 on June 3rd, one day after Ricardo finally turned himself in. He claimed the encounter was consensual. Forensic evidence destroyed that lie. No signs of intimacy, clear signs of a violent struggle. Surveillance footage proved no one else entered the apartment. After years of delays, appeals, and legal obstruction, Ricardo Luna was finally convicted in December 2023. and sentenced to 60 years in prison. Ingrid Gavara was laid to rest in Zalapa, her childhood home. Her mother preserved her room like a sanctuary, sometimes wearing her daughter's clothes just to feel her presence again. Ingrid wanted to help victims of gender violence. Instead, she became one. Her story now stands as a warning, a tragedy, and a demand for accountability because mercy should never be answered with murder.